What's up, everybody? It is a Blue Drake, and if you have recently gotten off the TitanIM hype train, well, good sir, I am here to get you back on it again. Now, YouTube is likely going to demonetize this video for being military simulation and war related, so if you want to comment and rate this video, you can do so on bluedrake42.com. This video will be linked in the top right hand corner. This is where all of our videos from not just YouTube but also Twitch and anywhere else will all be hosted, so you'll never miss anything no matter what platform it is on. And of course, we're always improving it over time, but if you want to go like and comment, please do so there. If not, all good. Let's talk about TitanIM. Now, the most exciting thing about TitanIM isn't necessarily TitanIM. The most exciting thing about it is the fact that there are now two games in the world, even if they are not commercially available yet, that are taking entire planets and creating military simulations for entire planets. And you know what it means when you have multiple studios competing using the same technology developed completely separately. That means a commercial version of this game is right around the corner. Now, TitanIM has actually said in the past that they are going to be creating a commercial version of this game that will include the same technology. Maybe it'll have different textures and other stuff like that. Kind of this similar difference between ARMA and VBS. But they have said that it is their intention to create a commercial version of the game. Now, if you watch my previous video, Bohemia Interactive Simulations is also creating an entire world military simulation. They have not yet mentioned if that is going to be just for like VBS sides of things or if it's going to be for ARMA. It would be really cool if they created something like ARMA that is like commercially available, but we'll just have to see. Now, what we're going to be looking at today is the first-person shooter mechanics in TitanIM. A lot of people don't really know what TitanIM is yet. They're like, well, is this a real-time strategy game? Well, what is this? TitanIM is very similar to ARMA. In fact, there are people working on this that have work history with Bohemia Interactive Simulations, VBS, if my research is correct, which I'm pretty sure it is after everybody I've talked to and all the research that I've done. And this video is going to be the first video that is really going to show you how in-depth the infantry gameplay will be from a first-person shooter standpoint. This game is multiplayer. You can have many people playing on the same server with first-person shooter mechanics, very similar to ARMA, very similar to Squad. Now, there are going to be some people that are going to nitpick the graphics, saying like, oh man, the graphics aren't great, and blah-de-blah-de-blah. You gotta keep in mind, this is an entire planet, okay? We're rendering an entire planet. Squad has 4x4 kilometer maps. ARMA has like 16 by 16 kilometer maps, which is impressive, but this is an entire fucking planet. Obviously, there's going to be some sacrifices made when you render entire fucking planets. So we're gonna go ahead and watch the video, and I may stop it and talk more in depth about some of the features that they kind of glaze over without like specifically pointing out. But if you weren't excited about TitanIM, you should definitely be now, because so many people are working on world rendering, entire planet rendering, and creating military simulation gameplay for it. It's only a matter of time. And Altera, the engine that TitanIM actually acquired that is rendering this entire planet, you can actually go download that. They do have a commercially available one where you can download the Altera engine and fly around in planes and walk around and drive trucks, and you can see just how capable it is and how feasible it is to create a military simulator like this with solid gameplay. Okay, here we go. I'm going to play the video. Let's roll it. Okay, I'm going to point out something here very quickly that if those of you who do not notice it, I'd be very sad. But we're going to talk about it more in detail. I'm going to turn the volume up. Sorry. Now, if you can see here, what this just showed is that you can have infantry gameplay where you can lean, crouch, prone, everything that you would expect from a military simulation in order to control your infantrymen, you can do here. This isn't some like cheap take control of a unit in like RTS mode. This is a full-blown FPS actually available in a massive scale environment. Okay, so this is a big thing right here. This is why I want to bring this up, because a lot of people say, well, why does having an entire planet make any difference? You're never going to have combat with anybody, or you're never going to find anybody, because you can't have like 1 billion people in multiplayer on a planet. And you have to keep in mind, that isn't the point of this game. That's not the allure of TitanIM. What is the reason for having giant planets? Well, you have to keep in mind there's all sorts of different technology nowadays. There are jets that can cross an entire continent in obscenely small periods of time, in periods of time that you could actually probably witness playing at your computer. So when you have a game like TitanIM that renders an entire planet, not only could you do smart things like focusing gameplay where you have like capture points or like very specific areas, same as Project Reality. If you've ever played Project Reality, if you've ever played Squad, it has 100-player servers or 80-player servers. Obviously, if there weren't objectives focusing everybody, you'd have a similar problem. And those maps are infinitely smaller. So not only can you do the same thing here, where you can focus combat in those ways, but also, more importantly, if you want to realistically factor in realistic close air support, realistic combat air patrols, things like that, not even Arma can simulate that properly. These vehicles, these jets, traverse obscene distances to get to their targets, and that can only be properly simulated in this kind of environment. So now if you have a multiplayer mission, if you spawn as a pilot, you're not going to spawn as a pilot just a couple miles away where you get in a jet and kind of like pretend that you're doing cast missions. No, you're going to spawn on a carrier in the middle of the fucking Indian Ocean or whatever, and you're going to fly in and do a proper cast run or a proper combat air patrol with the distances that actually make sense and are realistic. There is nothing that currently has that combined with infantry, combined with ground forces. The closest thing we have is Digital Combat Simulator, and even that does not properly have infantry gameplay with first-person shooter mechanics. TitanIM is the first game to properly have that gameplay. So in case you're not noticing, what you can actually do in TitanIM, it's just driving the point home. You can walk up to vehicles and get in vehicles. You can switch crew positions. You can do everything that you can do in Arma and have it actually work for an entire fucking planet. And if you look, like, even with the level of detail that they are forced to adhere to, because it's an entire planet that they're rendering right now, obviously things aren't going to be like as pretty. You still get really great level of details with like the vehicles and the suspension. Like, you can actually see the vehicle bobbing up and down. Like, this is no gimmicky shit. Oh, right. And this is the part that's probably going to blow your mind just a little bit, because not only are we going to have this entire scale on a planetary level, but you also are going to be able to go inside buildings. Yes, even at this scale, you will be able to enter buildings. That's crazy. It's crazy shit. So, anyways, that is one of the coolest videos that I've seen from TitanIM so far, and it gets me super hyped for what they're gonna be able to do. Because let me show you, if you guys don't remember this, let's do a throwback of some of the other things that they're going to offer. You saw in that video the ability to go into vehicles, the ability to go into buildings, full first-person mechanics with leaning, crouching, proning, everything that you could expect. Now let's take a look at some of the vehicles that are going to be in this game. Here's one of the previews of the vehicles for the Striker. Which unfortunately I guess doesn't have any sound. But you can see that this game has proper suspension. It properly simulates vehicles. In fact, you can actually try out some of these vehicles if you download the free version of Altera that you can get from Altera's website. And you can see, like, these are all things that we've seen before with Altera gameplay. Proper vehicle mechanics, proper simulation, but just on such a more massive scale. And a lot of the things that you are hopefully going to be able to see in the future is also going to be the in-depth command and control systems that these vehicles are going to have. But you can imagine like having events like this, proper military simulation in distances and realism that makes sense for proper real life simulations. You're going to be able to properly simulate a group of Marines taking off from an aircraft carrier to fly inland to go to a specific location. You're going to be able to simulate the experience of the pilot. You're going to be able to simulate the experience of the Marines. You're going to be able to simulate the experience of the crew. And this is probably going to be one of the first times you're going to be able to do something on the scale that it needs to be done to be accurate. And then we'll go ahead and also look at the Humvee. Which also has multi-crew, which will also be compatible with multiplayer. I think one of the coolest things about this is that this game is also going to have AI, just like Arma. And I think that a lot of people are like, yeah, is it going to be able to have 100 players? Is it going to be able to have 1,000 players? I have a feeling that this game is actually going to have a lot of AI possible. So if you've ever played Zeus in Arma, I imagine playing Zeus in TitanIM or something similar. It's going to be insane. Okay, well, that is it. If you want to go check out all these videos, you can do so on TitanIM's page right here. They still don't get that many views every time they upload a video. They really should. But it's pretty sick. You can go check it out yourself. And again, if you want to comment on this video, you can do so. Link in the top right hand corner. And then I will see you guys next time. Some cool stuff coming up for you. Some videos that I haven't been able to make because I've been working so hard on Iron Armada. But since I am able to chill out on that a little bit, I'm going to be able to make some better videos talking about some of the things that I have neglected to talk about. For instance, Hell Let Loose, which you guys need to be excited about. For fuck's sake, please be excited for that game. There's so many amazing games coming out. It's the military simulation genre is like having a rebirth over the past like 2 years. It's wonderful. I love it. Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna stop being so excited. And take care. Love you. Bye.